Today, I'll be sharing my recipe for oxtail soup. To start, you're going to grab your pound of oxtail, half of a daikon, 2 to 3 carrots, an onion, some flour, ginger, and spices. It's really important that you wash your oxtail as much as you can until all of the blood has drained out. For the spices, I'm using 1 tablespoon of salt and pepper each, half a tablespoon of fennel seeds, 3 star anise pods, 3 dried bay leaves, 1 cinnamon stick, and 10 grams of rock sugar. Next, we're going to slice up half of this onion. For the carrots, rather than dicing them, I'm cutting them on a diagonal and creating sort of a triangular shape with them. This way, the carrots will hold their shape better even after 2 hours of stewing. I do the same thing with the daikon. Next, I'm taking out the flour, which we're going to cover our oxtail pieces in. So after you've washed your oxtail, make sure that they're dry with a couple of paper towels, and then what we're gonna do is dunk them in this flour so that they have a light dusting of flour on all sides. This is really going to help with the browning and the crust that they're gonna form. We want the oxtail to have a crust so that they sort of have a bit of a bite even after 2 hours of intense stewing. While you're coating these oxtails, really make sure that you're getting all sides of them, both the bone parts and also the side meat parts. And also make sure to pat off any excess flour so that you don't have too much flour on them, which would also be bad. Now that you're done, it's time to heat up your Dutch oven. When I place the oxtail into the Dutch oven, I usually place them bone side down. We're going to sear them for about 5 minutes on this side and then flip them over for another 5 minutes on the other side. As you're flipping the oxtail, you'll probably notice that there's some brown bits stuck on the bottom of the pan. That's called the fond, and that's where all of the flavor is. We're going to reincorporate that flavor back into the broth by using some alcohol, specifically red wine. So after your oxtail has been browned on both sides, it's time to add the alcohol to deglaze the pan. I end up pouring in about a cup of red wine, but you can see here I initially poured in half a cup and realized it definitely wasn't enough. After the wine has reduced in half, add in your sliced onion and saute until translucent. Now add in all of the spices except for the 10 grams of rock sugar. Give them a good mix in the pan so that they can release their flavors. Add your cooked oxtail back into the pot. Now add just enough water to cover everything. In this case, it took me about 1.5 quarts of water. You can also sub in chicken stock instead of water, veggie stock, whatever it is that you want. Finally, add in a tablespoon of regular soy sauce, a tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 2 slices of ginger, your 10 grams of sugar, and let it go to a boil, like so. Decrease the heat down to low and let this simmer in the pot for about 2 hours. After 2 hours, add in your daikon and carrots to cook for another 30 minutes. To test if the oxtail is done, the meat should easily pull away from the bone, like so. And that's it! You have your finished oxtail soup, full of collagen, lovely vegetables, and of course oxtail. The entire recipe is also detailed in the description box below. If you do end up making this, please leave a comment below letting me know how it went. And if there are any Asian-inspired recipes you'd like me to make, comment them below and I'll work on developing them for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you next week.